Guys, we're going to segue into a topic that's extremely important to all of us, but it's something that I have been keeping up with over the years, and that's just covering cheating devices like Xim and Cronus. But from PlayStation right here, PlayStation blocks Cronus cheaters with new PlayStation 5 updates. Now, it says, we're aware of an issue with Xim and PS5. As of this morning, January the 24th, the console is prompting everyone to update, and if you do, Xim will no longer work with the PS5. However, this update is not mandatory, so you can skip it, and everything should still work with Xim as expected. We're aware of the situation and working towards a solution. There's currently no timetable on a fix, so don't be offended if you're directed to this notice when asking for an ETA. It could be 24 hours, 24 days, 24 months. We won't know until we've dug into it. This notice will update as soon as we have more information. We appreciate your patience. All right, so this is Zubby here. Yeah, this is, I guess he was just sharing it out. But for those wondering about, like, what is it that Xim and Cronus offers? Because I think for some people, you may be like, is that really that big of a deal, right? Especially when you hear the accessibility debate, like, oh, this is good for accessibility. For those wondering, if you want to just see firsthand what these things can do, this was actually shared out by Multimac, and this is someone using Xim configuration here.
Yeah, repeat can improve model accuracy, sorry. So yeah, the more you repeat it, the better accuracy you'll be able to get. But I think that's good because look at that. That's best out of 3. And it basically reaches the same the first one was. Damn!
Do you see what just happened there, guys? So right here, they're recording this. They're showing the recoil pattern of this weapon. They're doing 3 loops. Okay, they're getting a record on, and then they're gonna hit the script here on the left. Okay, he's not pulling down manually. It's controlling the recoil for you. Now, this makes huge differences in a gunfight, any gunfight, when you don't have to worry about recoil. When you have a beam of a weapon, we're not even, you know, of course, there's different variations of hacks out there, but this is one that is a hack. I know a lot of people are like, well, no, it's not aimbot, it's not wall hacks, but this will give you a huge advantage in so many games. Is this PC? No. There's a reason why PlayStation, this is not just PC. Xim is actually worse on consoles, and so is Cronus, because this allows mouse and keyboard players, a lot of the people you're running into in your lobbies that whip around and suddenly they're immediately on top of you and on top of your head, and they're moving like they're on mouse and keyboards because they are on mouse and keyboard, guys. Okay, they have their system set up. It makes it look like it's a controller, but it's actually them on mouse and keyboard. They're able to play console games with controller players while using a mouse and keyboard. And in some situations, especially considering that not only are they using mouse and keyboard, they're getting aim assist for their mouse and keyboard input. This is a huge advantage for them. So Multimac shared this out right here. Okay, so I was sent this clip by a friend of mine, and it's more than I can imagine. So this is in Destiny. Okay, look at this. If you think this is not happening in your game, okay, for us Destiny players, it's literally happening right here. You're literally, so I feel like sometimes when we see like clips like what we just saw a second ago, we're like, oh, but it's not happening in our backyard. No, it's happening right here. It's happening pretty much in every game. Pretty much in every game that has PvP in it. And until you have platforms take a stand against this, it's only going to get worse. Cronus and Xim operating on consoles, you know, you gotta have these platforms like what Sony just did, and they have to be the ones to ban these hardware devices and maybe even remove the sale of these devices, because it doesn't, they're hiding under its accessibility. That doesn't work here. So this right here, new Xim Matrix update is going to be crazy. This video is going to make me throw up. Yeah, I would definitely prepare yourselves, guys, because we're going to see some disgusting stuff. And the point I'm trying to do with all this is sometimes you need to look at these things head on. Like, we really need to just look how bad this stuff actually is, and recognize that this happens. And maybe after this video, you may start recognizing some of the people you go against, maybe the way you lose a certain gunfight, and you can start recognizing the patterns.
So let's go ahead and see. When I was told, he told me he was going to do the first one, of course, without the mechanic turned on. So that's the normal recoil pattern that he gets. So he already did the file, and all he's gonna do is show me with it activated. So this is right now with the there you go. As you see, there is a big difference, dude. Of course, by the looks of it.
Dude, this is the kind of stuff that will make me never play another PvP game again. I will just live in Minecraft for the rest of my days. Again, the reason why this has been flying underneath the radar is because they claim it's for accessibility. They're like, oh, but my hands hurt when I use a controller, so I have to use Xim so I can plug in a mouse and keyboard to play on a console. And it's a bunch of bullshit. It's not for accessibility. It's for obvious gain. I'm going to bring up some places that this is happening at. One of my favorite games right now is the finals. You've probably run into a few cheaters. I've run into a few. It's happening here.
Strange. If I go ahead and toggle it on over here at the bottom right, you can see I have M and K active, which means just my normal keyboard and mouse, my normal sensitivity, no aim assist, just my normal keyboard and mouse, my normal aim, everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that a little bit. I'm pretty awful, but for this I'm using the F car, so I'm gonna turn on the F car. Okay, F car is active. As you can see, automatically my sense feels a little weird. It's a little different. But if we go over here really quickly, so if you guys haven't noticed already, look on the bottom right. It's already showing that I'm a controller player with the button layouts on the bottom, but I'm literally playing on a keyboard and mouse. All right, let's go ahead and test out this aim assist. I am not moving my mouse at all, by the way. It is literally tracking the guy.
You understand what he's doing, really guys? He's using a mouse.
All right. Let's turn it off. So now I'm on normal keyboard and mouse. And let's, this is me not controlling the recoil. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Okay. This is me not controlling the recoil once again. I am not bullshitting you.
Okay, so, all right. I just want to point out, if you think your game is safe, it's not. You know, one of the biggest advantages of mouse and keyboard is having that pinpoint accuracy. That's why controllers have aim assist. And I know there's lots of debates. What's better? What's worse? You know, which one has more advantages? And to me, it changes game to game. But the point is, in no universe should mouse and keyboard have aim assist. It should never happen. That should never be a thing. No matter what the debate, no matter where you sit at on the debate, it should never be a thing. And then secondly, you should never have something that can help mitigate recoil, especially to the degree that we've seen here. Someone had this tweet out January the 17th. Tarkov is all getting cheated. Rats moving with no consequences of sound. D2 extract campers literally every raid. Game sucks. Right here, first comment at this point is almost every game. I hate to say it, but Valorant is the only game that seems to be doing it right. Intrusive anti-cheat plus agents assigned to top players, creators to instantly ban the few that do get through. And Valorant has definitely had some cheaters, but yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. I want to bring this up because this gets even scarier. And I don't know why MSI is doing this, but MSI's AI-powered gaming monitor helps you cheat at League of Legends. Looks great doing it. MSI's MEG 321 URX QD OLED uses built-in AI to flag enemy positions for you. At CES 2024, AI is everywhere, including inside monitors. At its demo suite, MSI showed off the upcoming MEG 321 URX QD OLED display. The monitor has an onboard AI accelerator that, among other things, will detect enemies in League of Legends and put an icon on the screen to show you where they are coming from. I don't know enough about League of Legends to say whether this is officially breaks the rules. I mean, yeah, if you got somebody like at the corner of the map or corner of your screen shows up, if you could see that gank, yeah. But any game it would. But the feature, which MSI calls SkySight, does give the user an advantage that not everyone has, and is completely undetectable because the AI processing and image generation is happening on the monitor's own hardware, independent of the computer's OS and software. According to MSI, SkySight works by analyzing the on-screen minimap to see where enemies are coming from, which is something you could do with your own eyes. But having an AI assistant that watches the map for you and then puts an icon on the screen to show where the threats are coming from is probably a huge help. Dude, can you imagine how many games that monitor would be so beneficial? You got somebody popping you from afar, way outside of your radar, or maybe the game you're playing doesn't even have radar, right? And you're like, where are those shots coming from? And you have a monitor there that literally will ping up that target for you. Why MSI has even created this, I have no idea. Now, the Meg321URX AI also tracks your health status in League of Legends, lighting up an RGB LED light bar called Spectrum Bar at the bottom of the bezel to match your in-game health bar. In a demo we saw, the bar was part green, part yellow, which looks exactly like the graphical line on the screen. Now, that's a cool feature. That's fine. Not the, hey, this is where the enemy is, their exact location, and it assists you. Now, if you don't happen to play League of Legends, you can still take advantage of the Meg321URX AI processing. MSI says that when the monitor comes out later this spring, it will be releasing a PC application that allows you to train it to recognize health bars, enemies, and other on-screen features in any game you want. You'll need your computer's processing power for the initial training, but according to MSI, the monitor itself will do all the processing thereafter. The possibilities seem endless. The reason why this is a problem, guys, is I don't know how Anticheat can deal with this. Unless they go in there and they're like, actually, all of these models from MSI are banned. But how do you ban this direct, from the Anticheat itself? Because it's happening. It's not happening within the PC. It's happening on the monitor. Now, MSI reps would not disclose details about what kind of AI processor for the Meg321URX uses or how it might store new training data. Is there onboard flash memory? So there's still a lot we don't know about how this screen will work. Even if you never use its AI features, you'll find a lot to like about this non-curved 30. I'm not even going through this. I don't give a rat's ass about what it's got, HDMI 2.1, or what its panel is. The fact of the matter is, this is a problem. And now that this is going to start, if MSI follows through with this, which it very much looks like they are, this is going to be a huge problem. So this is a video too I want us to look at. I know we have definitely veered off here, guys, and I hope you're okay with us doing this. But I want to watch this video, saving FPS games, even though AI is being used in a negative way from what we saw from MSI. I want us to watch this video right here. And big shout out here to Basically Homeless.
1 out of every 3 players in an online FPS game are cheating.
He's wiggling, look. Connects to your PS5. It's literally just connecting to the remote play.
And then in other games, it's way more than that.
What does this revelation mean for the future of gaming in general?
So it's an AI aimbot?
Yeah, AI aimbot.
Works in any game.
They sell these by the millions.
And it's not just your little brother either. At every level of the industry, from pros to streamers, cheating is rampant.
And it will become a real job to cheat in his game.
It's a full-fledged business.
Are you getting old?
Yeah.
Is gaming changing? Or is it that rampant cheating is not fun?
Over a year ago, we set out to use AI with one goal in mind: saving FPS games. We're ready for you to submit your clips to help train our model. What you're about to witness in this video is the solution. The solution to cheating in online gaming. So let me be straight up with you guys. Let me just come clean, okay? I have done steroids. I've never told anyone this. I've never really explained it this way, but I did steroids. Or at least I thought for sure they were steroids. So when I was 14, I wanted to be jacked out of my mind, man. I wanted to look like a bunch of rocks saran wrapped together and be able to like bench press a car. And in combination with that desire, my frontal lobe was the size of a walnut. So I got on eBay, I typed in steroids, bought something sketchy, got shipped from China, and then I ingested it.
Dude, that's so
no
bad.
one ever found out. I wasn't thinking about the consequences. So I'm sitting there playing SOCOM Confrontation with the itchiest nipples you've ever seen, man. And I was real confused. I thought I was gonna start like lactating. Even though no one's ever found out until now, I didn't actually get away with it because the consequences were that I didn't know with certainty that I wasn't going to start growing lady parts.
My nipples were itchy, man.
Point is, you can take a shortcut to something, but there will be a consequence somewhere, somehow, eventually. What those consequences will look like, I think, is now up to us somewhat. So cheating in online FPS games is the worst it's ever been, ever, right now. On every system, console included, at every level, around 30% of players in any given game are cheating. So this is basically the final form of the AI cheats that single-handedly killed FPS games about a year ago. This program essentially acts as like a mediator between remote play and the game. All it uses is a live stream of your game So as long as you have an internet connection that's like 2 megabytes per second, one, it enables mouse and keyboard on console. But what's worse is you can essentially plug in an AI aim assist. It can use AI to read the screen, find the enemies, send input back to whatever system you're using, console included, and then aim at the enemy for you.
So it's basically just acting as your remote play controller.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
and it gives you to
nuts.
feed it.
To get access to it, the godly noob, he went in and he infiltrated this website.
Holy hell.
Made the cheaters love him. He convinced them to like him so that they would give him the cheat. It took months. I'm just kidding. He paid $5. So for a few bucks or a free version that comes with a virus, you can pretend you're better than everyone else. This can never be detected by an anti-cheat scanning what's running on the system, because all of this is running only off of watching the game the same way you do. So this is an 8-person free-for-all where all of us have cheats installed and one person is chosen at random to enable their cheats, but no one knows who it is. And we're all trying to guess who's the person that has cheats enabled.
Someone's a hacker right now?
Yep.
Someone's a hacker?
Someone should be, at least.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
I just spawned in.
2 back-to-back? Okay, let's see.
Yeah, man. I'm cracked out of my mind.
Keep in mind, we have a point system going here, and we're trying to not get detected as the hacker by the other players. Also, these are the devs that are so graciously donating their time to work on the Waldo project for all of us. I'm linking the Waldo Discord and a few other things. Go give them a big thank you.
Sarah Dev in my spot, dude.
Nice shot.
7.
So take a look at the footage. See if you can guess which one of these angles is someone using aim assist.
I'm thinking homeless, honestly.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
definitely.
I thought you said.
Oh, dude, that's a bad idea, boys. I just left this part in so you guys would know it wasn't me and that I'm just cracked out of my mind. I'll be honest, dude. I just had to double check to make sure they were off. I'm just saying.
So make your guess. You're left with a 1 in 3 chance of getting it correct. The answer will be at the end of the video and in the description. To our human eyes, this just looks like really good aim. They're designed to have smoothing and look natural, look like human aim. But to a trained AI, the difference is night and day. The best way to describe it is like having a trained medical physician try and tell the difference between someone that's really jacked on steroids and then like a dog. There's no mistaking it. Couldn't just a really advanced AI cheat go undetected with lots of human data? No, this is a permanent solution to end the cat and mouse forever, and I will explain why I'm getting there. A lot of people asked, what about ESP? Okay. What would you say is the most distinguishable trait to tell if someone is cheating based on your experience of, you know, like antagonizing them in game?
I mean, there are a lot of things.
This is Goat, aka Tim. He wanted to know just how many people were cheating in Tarkov, so he installed cheats with the intentions of finding the cheaters.
Kill to death ratio, what gun they have out, how much ammo they have, everything with this cheat. Game sense is something that is a really big deal in a game like Tarkov. How to move around the map, where to look, how to set up your gun.
So what is it that he used to distinguish if someone was cheating or not?
I can't believe it.
No. Before the wiggle, as funny as that is.
This duo was the highest KD that I came across that I think was legit. If you looked at them on the radar, they were just constantly looking around. The little things were just going everywhere. And they were checking areas where just no one was there. It's painfully clear that these two Chads are legit. How refreshing. And then you'd watch these other guys that have like 20-something KD, just running straight into a building, straight to a jacket to get their item, straight out.
Yeah.
And straight a different way. And when you looked around that area on the map, there was nobody that could kill them.
And they just already knew that, so they didn't have to look around.
He was looking at human behavior. Do we know of anything that can kind of detect human behavior?
I don't know. Is there any technology out there that can kind of look at human behavior and see if it's human or not? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
There is an extremely distinguishable behavior between someone using cheats and someone not using cheats. So we thought, instead of just aim cheats, what about an AI that can detect everything? An AI that analyzes player behavior and determines if they're cheating based on how they're interacting with the game with over 99% accuracy. This is what will save
Almost sounds too good to be true,
now,
guys.
I realize that sounds like a pipe dream, like an impossible solution that's years away, another hopeless dream of one-day gaming with no cheaters online. And here's the twist.
It was Husky.
It already exists. Someone made it, and it wasn't us.
For days, I was tearing my hair out. Why is this not in every single game? What is going on? I had so many theories. Game developers don't need good anti-cheat. Everyone keeps playing. Cheating in games, this whole other industry, is stimulating the game. As a game dev, why would you stop it?
There is technically financial reward for them if the cheaters keep buying accounts.
AI anti-cheat exists. Game devs are not using it. Luckily, the truth was the simplest answer.
It is strange to me in Destiny, especially where cheaters have been banned, and then you'll see them get banned, but they'll be back in 6 months, and it's, you know, you'll see them come back right before annual expansions, like they get their account back. I remember years ago, RuneScape had an issue with bots. I mean, bots overtook everything. I don't know what the split in the player base was, but it was terrible. They eventually had to finally deal with it, but for so long they let it go because bots were paying subscribers. It was money. And if you had one bot, you probably had 2, maybe even 3 bots, and you would probably have multiple accounts, multiple subscriptions. So this meant more revenue across the board. Why would you want to go in there and get rid of all your bots? That would be a huge hit to your revenue. But eventually they did do something about it. And I know RuneScape's anti-cheat is substantially better now. But you got to reach that point where, and I don't even know how Jagex reached that point, but you got to reach that point where you say, we can't let this keep happening.
And just this year, early January 2023, we started to implement it in big games. And so it's starting from now. It's happening as we speak.
This is the CGO and CEO of AnyBrain, the AI anti-cheat that detects everything. How does it distinguish between someone that is say, using like an ESP in a game versus someone that isn't?
What we do is every player is providing data about how it is possible to perform the games. So let's say you have a reaction time. When you find an opponent and you move to there is different cognitive skills that we apply when we are playing a game.
Yeah.
At what we can extract from these behaviors is these cognitive skills that are being applied on a specific moment. They are not human.
So it's learning constantly. Is that okay?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And so what percentage of people would you say are cheating in some form?
We always start with a very high threshold, meaning that we do not necessarily catch everybody, but everybody that we're catching, we're 100% sure. We usually see between maybe 10, 15, 20% of players that are cheating. We are fairly certain that the phenomenon is much higher than that. And again, that's why we created, Andre created AnyBrain.
My kind of estimation based on a bunch of different numbers was around 30% are using something to improve.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're thinking along the same lines here.
And they're under NDA, so they couldn't tell me exactly which game, but they had data to back up these claims.
Every time we catch somebody cheating, what we need also is multiple moments that have a very high probability of being somebody using a namebot. So a pro will have very few of these moments because they are just very good, right?
Yes.
But in order for us to make that validation actually get flagged of you using, let's say, a namebot in a game, that means that we would make moves that have a very, very high probability of being aimbots and doing that multiple times.
So let's say hypothetically, I'm only using a very small amount of humanized aim assist. Is this something that you think your system would be able to detect?
Yeah, so first, a lot of people is using that small adjustment that is make it invisible on a video, or if you're watching the stream, it's so difficult because the difference is on human eye, it's almost impossible to catch. But the way we interact is still impossible to make it as a human.
Can you expound a little maybe, or maybe help me understand just a little better?
Yeah, well, let's say that you are just adjusting a few pixels.
Yeah.
The way you move with this adjustment, it will be non-natural timing that is not human. Even if in our eye it looks human, but on pixel level, but also on these patterns, it is not human. So that's why we can catch it. People say, "Oh, he was cheating." I'm sure because it is impossible to aim on that way. Sometimes it's just lucky, or you are really good. So it's difficult.
I think. So I'm understanding it, or I think I'm understanding it. It's not just following your behavior, but also having benchmarks for what the natural human reaction would be, how much area you could cover, and how precise you could be in covering that area. So, for instance, like if you're cheating, you're not necessarily going to be beating in on on where a head glitch is going to be, right? Because you're letting the cheat work for you. You're going to let it. So you're going to put yourself in bad situations, and it's that amount of area that you can cover from the terrible spot that you've placed your reticle originally and to where the head of the target is. It's that will ping up the AI to say, hey, this is not natural.
Good for people to understand, and the result of false claims about he was cheating or no, because he's so good player, it's impossible. But here, looking just for these patterns on pixel level, we can understand this.
After a few hours of gameplay of someone using a humanized aim assist, it would be able to detect that that's happening.
The usual behaviors, like let's say somebody using an aimbot on Warzone, actually real time plus 5 minutes in order to flag somebody who is using that.
To detect someone in real time can take as little as 5 minutes.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's really cool.
It felt almost like I was in a dream. Like I was gonna wake up and tell Olivia that I had a dream that someone made the AI anti-cheat that solved everything.
And this will happen in the coming months. We are fairly confident that something's gonna happen, something's gonna click in this year.
But it got even better.
2 hours is to create the player profile
for what we call identity frauds.
What they're talking about is a biometric profile, a profile as distinguishable as your thumbprint or your face.
So this will need the baseline of 2 hours because it's unique to each and every one of us as gamers.
On how you play the game. This means that once you get banned, it's not as simple as creating another account. If you create another account, the AI detects your biometric profile. Every account you make will be banned. There's no hardware ID, it's you. You will be permanently banned from the game, with no chance of ever playing it again.
We're fairly confident that some things are about to change.
The implications of this are insane, especially if the game has a replay system.
If you have ever cheated and the data is saved server side, you are then able to be caught at any point in the future. If you cheat, you will be caught. It's just a matter of time.
The biometric fingerprint of a pro player or a streamer could be seen on an alt account that was hacking a year ago, or last week, or currently. Now, I don't know if these things will be done with this data, but I can tell you that FPS games, all online multiplayer games, are saved. Now, the Waldo project is different. It plans to put this power of knowing in your hands. A way to know if any player is cheating simply by scanning the gameplay footage, laying bare the truth, and leaving the effects up to us. We now confirm it's possible and in fact need your help to make it a reality. A full technical update of the Waldo project is available on Recon Samurai's channel.
I think the glory days of online FPS games are not behind us, but are ahead of us. And if you're one of the 1 in 3 people that are cheating in online FPS games, I got one question for you. Are your nipples getting itchy?
Fantastic video, dude. Guys, please check him out. That's so good. Look, I hope this actually goes through. It sounds too good to be true. It really does. It sounds too good to be true. And that video was made 10 months ago. So I'm curious to know like what the progress has been made on that. But something is going to have to change. And, you know, it starts with essentially everybody coming together and realizing that, hey, even though, especially like from game developers to PlayStation and Sony and Microsoft and Steam and every other platform, they've got to come together and say, listen, even though we are making money off of these cheaters, we have to stop. We have to come together and get rid of these fuckers. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to share with y'all. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And hopefully, in the next year or so, we might start winning this battle against cheaters. The fact that 30% of all players you play against are most likely cheating, that is a terrible, and I mean terrible metric. And for somebody like me, who used to play every multiplayer game possible, that kills my desire to play multiplayer games.